Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Christopher. Today we have with us Jennifer Bibb of and wanted to just say thank you for her taking time to join us today. We've known Jen for a while, and she's a great asset and a great resource to our firm, so wanted to take a little time to talk with her. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So just to give a little bit of background on Jen, she's the AVP Banking Center Manager. Wow, you got a much cooler title the last time we talked.
It's a lot to write.
But Jen runs the WesBanco branch up on Beverly Road. For those of you who know where that is, if you're ever out having something to eat, swing by and pop your head in and say hi to Jen. You know, we've worked with lots of our clients, specifically because Jen is really good at building relationships with people, which we think is very important, especially in the financial world, whether it's banking or what we do. So as you can see on the screen, there's a little bit about her. Also, though, some things to know about Jen. She's also one of the co-founders of POSH, the Power of South Hills, which is a networking organization for women in the South Hills that I know Christine goes to from time to time, which is a great event. And I just saw you're now on the board for Dress for Success.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's a charity we very well know and is very dear to us. So that's awesome. And probably the most important thing that's happened to you recently is you have given birth to your first child, Chris.
Yes.
So, and obviously I approve of the name because that's.
Yes, you will never forget each other's names.
Absolutely. So, but so wanted to really just start off with some basic questions today, and you know, see what's it like right now for you guys working at the bank with everything that's going on.
It's, you know, we've stayed busy. You know, obviously the bank doesn't close. I know that was a concern a lot of clients had when stores started to shut down and things started to change. You know, will the bank be around? We've always been here. We've changed a little bit of our operations piece. We are drive-through only and appointment only at this point. But, you know, we've still been here to service our clients. We've not missed a beat in that way. So I know that that's been an encouragement to our clients because they have to feel good about what's going on with their money.
Oh yeah, I mean that's, you know, banking, financial services, you know, things like that. I mean, that's the core of what, you know, keeps the engine running for most clients, and to be concerned that it wasn't going to be available, it was a little scary. So
yeah.
So, but what are the challenges then you all are facing? I mean, obviously, if it's only by appointment only or drive-through, it's got to create a little bit of a headache of trying to make sure you take care of everything for people.
Yeah, we definitely are doing what we can to coordinate schedules and to just try to make things easy for our clients. I think probably the biggest challenge, though, that I've noticed is it's hard to see our clients go through tough times. You know, we work with a lot of small businesses, and they're hurting, and it's really hard to hear the stories of how business has changed or how income has changed for our families. You know, they're seeing things that they may not have been prepared for, or stuff that nobody expected to happen. So I think that's probably been the hardest thing as their banker, because you become close with them. They're more than just clients. They become friends and feel like an extension of your family. So you know, it's hard to see them go through those down times.
Yeah, and I know, you know, speaking of hard times, you know, you all were one of the banks that jumped on the PPP and helping business owners, you know, apply for those kinds of programs, which I'm sure people were really grateful for.
Yeah, that was definitely a very very interesting process. You know, it changed not even by the day, it was literally by the hour, what was expected and what counted and what we could do. So it was definitely a learning curve for all of us. And then so they opened April 6th, and then my baby was born April 10th. So we had a really interesting couple of days before he arrived.
Well, he could have timed it better for you, I suppose.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he didn't know there'd be a pandemic.
Yeah, we were not ready for that, that's for sure.
How's technology helping you? I mean, obviously you've got the online banking and things, but has it been helpful? Have people taken to it?
It has. I mean, it's something that we've always had. We've always had the online, the mobile deposit. And banking transactions have gone down, significantly over the last few years because people have been able to use the technology. But I think even our holdouts that didn't want to do that have embraced it and have actually tried it and liked it. They found that it's actually been a great thing for them, to take that picture and deposit a check. So it's been a good thing in a sense for some people to get that comfort level with the technology that's always been available to them.
Yeah, I think some people just fear technology, and instead of just trying it out, just automatically run away and say no.
Yes. So it's been nice because it's been somewhat of an incentive for the people who aren't leaving their homes as much, or they've been able to try it, and most have found that it's been a good thing.
Yes, everybody, do not fear technology. It's your friend until the computers take over and turns into a bad movie someday. Are you finding though that are clients comfortable doing virtual meetings with you, or do you think they still prefer to come into the office even though the technology's there for mobile deposit and whatnot? I think there's probably still a core group of people who just like to sit down with you to go over things.
Definitely, and we are doing that as an appointment at this point. But I think something that has been helpful for clients to learn is that their relationship with us is more important than ever. I mean, it's something that we've always talked about, but I think that now that the access has changed, they've really come to understand that walking into the bank and sitting down with someone is important, because we do have a lot on the flip side that we're strictly online and mobile. So they are learning that having that relationship, no matter how you use it, is really important to their overall financial picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think people, once upon a time, probably 100 years ago, when you and I were just starting in the industries we're in, I think people felt and understood the value of walking into the branch, sitting with with your banker, making sure that your accounts were right and you were doing things. And I think some of that, unfortunately, due to technology, some of that maybe has been lost. And this might help bring some of that back, because it's important to really understand what's going on with your banking or your financial, like that we handle.
Yes, definitely.
So I mean, and I think that sort of segues nicely into this next question, because I do think it's even more important than probably before that people do get to know their their banker, because again, you guys are more than just checking accounts.
Definitely, and you mentioned the PPP loans before, the payroll protection loan. Some of the larger institutions, from things that I've heard and read, they only helped people that they had a good relationship with. Someone may have been a client, but if they didn't have that connection with someone in that institution, their PPP loan went right to the bottom. For us, we reached out to our clients. We stayed here for hours and called everybody over that period and said, hey, this is coming, get this ready, because here's what we need to do. And we were able to help so many people, even people that became our clients through the process, just because they were not getting the service that they needed from a larger institution. So we've always practiced, hey, we have to have that relationship with our customers, and knowing their situation it was so important through this time. We reached out to some of our loan clients and said, hey, can we help you by modifying your loan? Maybe we knew their income changed. So just being proactive was a huge step for us, because it helped our clients deal with things that maybe they hadn't even thought about yet.
Yeah. Well, and the thing, I mean, I don't know about all folks in your position, but I know you specifically are out and about in the community a ton. Now, obviously not right now, but in general, I tell everybody, like, if if I need something, I call you because you know every business in Mount Lebanon. But that becomes a huge resource for me, because if I do need something and I don't know somebody, chances are you do. And so having that relationship where you have somebody you can turn to and say, well, I need somebody for X, you've got them probably for them.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I miss, not being able to be out and about, seeing everybody and that type of thing. But it is nice to be able to make those connections and to just really serve as that go-to person for clients and just even those in our community. So something
Yeah,
I don't know that I actually shared with you either was I actually manage our branch up on Washington Road now as well. So when I came back from maternity leave, I have both offices here in Mount Lebanon. So it's really nice to work with both business districts.
Oh, wow. Did not know that. There you go. But yeah, I think that's huge. And interestingly, I think I probably, not that I stop in your branch all the time, but I think I probably see you out and about, walking around, going into other businesses, checking on your neighbors more than I actually see you in the branch.
That's, for me, like going back to the challenge question you asked me, that's probably my biggest challenge, is sitting at my desk all day.
Yeah, it's being trapped in the branch, not being able to get out and everybody. Yeah. What do you think are some things that most people underutilized with the bank? I mean, other than, again, I think the relationship with you or their banker is important, but I'm sure there's things that you all can do for people that they don't realize.
So one of the questions I asked every business, every individual person, every family, and I've always asked this question is, what is plan B? What are you going to do if this happens or something happens? And never expecting something that, like we've experienced, to actually happen this way, right? So just really focusing on things that you can do ahead of time. Everyone needs to have a line of credit. The best time to get it is when you don't need it. So really taking advantage of the things that are available to you and having those things ready to go. There's definitely new meaning behind that question when I ask it now. How do you prepare for the what if? What is plan B? So really having that conversation, really thinking about, okay, how am I going to, if I need an amount of money right now, where am I going to get it? So that's something that we've really been working with a lot of clients lately, is to set up, maybe it's a home equity line, maybe it's a personal line, just to have that ready to go if they ever need it.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. People don't always have that plan B, and then when something happens, it's panic time. So, like you said, having something in place and not using it is better than having to run out and find it last second. So, yeah, we did one of these with Tracy Zimmer, who I know you know, and that was one of the things we talked about. It's like, nobody thinks about getting their wills and stuff done until something terrible happens. So, yeah, being proactive is huge.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, when you meet with somebody, what should they expect? What's the first meeting with you, look like?
Usually it's a lot of, just us asking questions of each other. It's a lot of the, what if, or how do you plan to, just to really dig deep and see what is really going on. Spoke with a woman this morning who, she said, I need a loan. And I said, okay, well, what are we doing with the money? How are we going to use it? And actually what she thought she wanted when we first started to talk was completely different than what we actually did, because the way that she thought maybe someone had recommended to her, it didn't actually make sense. We were able to save some money and have a better payment term doing it a different way. So it's really just asking a lot of questions. I take a lot of notes, but it always helps me to understand, what's really going on and how we can really help them and put them into the right scenario for them.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't understand that, when we're meeting with them, asking them questions, it's not because we're just being nebby. It's because, we want to, people read stuff all the time on the internet, and it doesn't mean that it's right. So we're trying to understand why. why did you choose this path? So,
Yeah.
So
it's funny. One thing I've definitely noticed lately is the recommendations on Facebook, and you see people say, "Oh yeah, you can do this," and it's like, this button needs to go away because the bad advice starts coming. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes you see it and you're just like, "Oh, please don't actually do that."
Yeah, I look at those things. I'm like, when did you become a, whatever it is? Like you barely got through 8th grade chemistry, and you want to do it? Like, really? So, yes. So do not take all of your advice, whether financial or any others, from Facebook. Probably not the best way to do it. So, well, so we wanted to sort of wrap up with something fun. So the question that Abby came up with was, apparently it's National Sandwich. I didn't know that.
Cool.
So we want to find out, what is your favorite type of sandwich?
Mine is turkey. Turkey with Swiss cheese.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So we got into a debate in the office when we pulled this up on whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not.
That's a good question. What was the outcome of that discussion?
We thought it was, because it's between buns, so yeah, we thought it was a hot dog.
Yeah, I can see that.
But apparently out there in the world, it's not universally agreed upon. So I'm sure we will spin this off into some kind of Facebook question.
Yes, and that advice you can take. That's okay.
So, well, hey, well, thank you. We appreciate you, as you know, and again, folks, if you have questions about banking, as Jen mentioned, she was on maternity leave, and I sent her an email completely forgetting, and she responded in like 20 minutes, and then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, you're on maternity leave. Why are you responding to me? So she's always there for her customers, and we really appreciate everything you do for our clients when we send them to you. It means the world to us. So thank you, and thank you for spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We will be doing more of these again in the future, and stay safe and stay healthy, and look forward to seeing you next time.